Hello folks, hope you're doing well. So, stickers for the car have been ordered. Yes. So that's cool. Well, so basically the flat part of the boot will be covered. The roof will be covered. And most of the bonnet will also be covered because I decided, okay, for the bonnet, I was going to do just two big stickers of, well, I was going to try to find pictures. One of the pictures should be a tree that looks dead, but with fruit that's alive. It looks good. And the other tree being absolutely amazing, looking absolutely beautiful and sparkly and wonderful. The tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. But I looked and looked and looked to find pictures, couldn't find them, so I just thought, okay. Instead of that, just do a banner on one side, a banner on the other side. One side being, on the left side, being tree of knowledge of good and evil, and what the fruit of that is. The other side being the tree of life, and what the fruit of that is. And then I thought, well, actually, I could put one in the middle as well. And put where in Genesis it talks about the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. Just a tiny bit of that. So just a small quote, the quote that's relevant from those scriptures. So I believe it's verse 22 for the tree of life. And that says the most important bit. That if you eat of that tree, you will live forever. Therefore, no death or decay. It means you won't die. Immortality. So, verse 22, in verse 22 it says about immortality. So, okay. In the other verse it talks about, don't touch that tree or eat from it. If you do, you're going to die. So yeah. And so for the car roof, there were two stickers on the car roof. One saying about the Lord's Prayer. Matthew 6 verses 9 and 10. And on the opposite side, it would be John 4:23. Well, as I say, with John 4:23, people from church will hate that. But that's okay. That's okay. It's up to them. They are more than welcome to as they wish. To like or dislike or hate or, And then, of course, on the boot of the car, you've got, it says Son of God, but Son with a little s. Then John 14, verse 6. And, so that'd be cool. And beneath that is the explanation that you have to go through Christ. And, to get to the Father, you have to go through Christ, yes. And, talking about that. Just a tiny bit underneath that. So therefore, that's the boot. And I've also done a few things today for the side of the car, for the doors. And for there, very interesting. I did the bit about the vowel being split. And Yeah, so Luke 23. Yeah, 44 onwards. And yeah. Well, because talking about the veil being split, the whole point of that is, anyone, if you can go through Yeshua, anyone can now go to the Father. Anyone. It used to be only the high priest, and that's what's mentioned in it. The point of the vow was to keep the unholy out, and only the high priest could go there on the Day of Atonement. And of course, so therefore reading about the veil being split, and that here was the last atonement that would ever need to be happening. And where it said, and he breathed his last breath. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. That got me. Well, because, just reading it normally is, I'm okay reading it normally. But when you think about the reason, all the reasons that he went through that, it's not just because people going to heaven. There's so many other reasons that he went through all of that. The veil being broken, it's mentioned there for a purpose. Because the veil was protecting the Holy of Holies. And so on one side is talking about the veil. The veil being there, what it was there for. The other side is Luke 23. Talking about the veil being broken, now anyone can get to the Father. If they go through Yeshua. Well, basically it's saying you had to go through the veil, but only one person could. That was the high priest. And then in John 14:6, Yeshua says, you go through him. Now, you go through him into the Most High. And so, beautiful. And on the other side, which would be probably the driver's side or passenger side, it says there's one bit on one door saying the church says you're a sinner. It's all about sin. And the world says you're worthless, useless, and nothing. And then on the other door it says, but God says, you were worth of him sending his son. Well, sending his begotten son to die. And he was so much loved that if you understand how much, you won't stop crying. Well, because that's what he wanted me to put. So therefore, yes. He wanted me to stress how much they're loved, how much they're worth in his eyes. And yeah. So that would be interesting. It'd be interesting for all of that. And so, it's going to be cool. At the moment, I've got 7 coming, which will cover the boot, cover the roof of the car, and cover most of the bonnet. And then it's a case of the doors. And so then that car will be covered in gems. Well, for some people, they will see gems. Because there are gems. Beautiful words, beautiful stuff. So there you go. I'm really looking forward to it being done. And a bit concerned about doing it, because obviously with stickers you have to put them on carefully so there's no massive bubbles or that sort of thing, or no rips. So maybe I need someone to do it. We will sort that out when it happens. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you later. Have a wonderful week and be blessed and be a blessing. Enjoy. Tomorrow it's a new day. So enjoy it. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.